The aim of this one, is to see if the queen in here is laying. Because I had a quick look a few days ago, found the queen but didn't find brood, like young brood. So I'm not sure if she's laying yet or not, we'll see. Also potentially I'll put a frame of capped brood from that one to this one to strengthen it, because that one's really sort of strong now.
When you split the first hive, you put half the brood frames into the bottom, didn't you, of this one and the other new one?
Yeah.
And half the honey supers.
Yeah.
So they had sort of half each at the beginning, but this one had the new queen.
This one had the new queen. This one will have a brood break because of the new queen not laying. So this one will be weaker. Also, a lot of the bees flew back to that one rather than this one. So this one is the weaker hive.
Do you want me to? I'll give you a smoker a puff. A little bit came out. It might work. There it goes.
So.
And the queen for this year had a blue spot, I think, didn't she?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Last year's was a green spot.
No.
So you can see the new frames there, can't you?
Yeah,
and then the old,
yeah,
the old ones.
Gold propolis and stuff. So the only thing I'm looking for in here is eggs.
Right.
I'm not interested in anything else.
Are they just in open? Are they just sort of? Do they leave them in open things so that they can feed them?
Yeah.
Little open cells.
They cap it when it's ready to turn into an adult bee. So. Just shove it a bit and check the middle.
They're more likely to be in the middle, aren't they? Because they're all kind of grouped around that bit. One time it was off to one side, isn't it?
Yeah. They seem to like going to one side. I think it's just whatever's the best temperature.
Oh, can you see some?
Rude, yeah.
Oh, where? Let me see.
And queen.
And the queen. Oh, there's the queen. Pointing to the queen. So I'm holding this wire thing. Oh, yeah. I can't actually see what you mean by eggs.
There's where are we? Here.
Right. Oh, inside.
Inside these. That one's just.
Oh,
and
protecting
others.
it.
No, just feeding or something. And like down here.
Is it head buried in?
See
Ah.
my finger?
Yeah.
See that white?
Ah, that's a relief.
So that's really good. So that's all I need to see from this one.
Brilliant. So we can leave the girls alone to get on.
Actually, to be honest, it's not too bad. Size
Quite a lot of activity.
There's a lot more than there was before when I just had a look.
That was so different just a few days ago.
Yeah.
When we sort of looked in both, and you ended up having to put a couple of supers on that far one, weren't you? But there wasn't as much going on here. Oh, that's good.
I mean,
definitely eggs you saw.
Yeah.
Great.
It's just so hard to see the ones that have been laid like a day or two ago, because they're tiny little things.
Yeah.
Tiny.
What would we have done if the queen wasn't laying?
If the queen wasn't laying, it would be new queen time, because they should have laid. I might actually just do a swap, because I'd quite like to do this anyway, for like experience.
Right.
So
what are you swapping?
This is the strong hive. So what I want to do is get a frame of capped brood onto this one, so that both are nice and strong.
Right.
Because we're coming into a good sort of nectar flow, and you want both hives ready for it.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, because when you swapped over and you gave half the brood frames to this one, it's still giving us a lull with it taking a while for the queen to...
Well, there's going to be at least a 7-day brood gap where there's no brood because of the new queen.
Right.
Well, say 7, maybe 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
And also, it just depends on when you split them, they all come back to the middle, the bees out flying, and it's kind of random which
one they go.
They go to, and they just happen to mostly go to this one.
Right. Yeah, because you did them sort of totally equal distance, didn't you, from the original hive?
I thought they'd go to that one because when they came to the entrance of the middle one, they tended to go to the entrance on that side.
Yeah.
But it wasn't me.
What would happen if, you've already put 2 extra supers onto that one?
Yeah.
What would happen if they still needed more space?
I've got more supers, but I probably won't need to put another super onto this one at all. I put the extra 2 ones on because they use the supers not just for storing honey, but they use it for helping to take the water out of it.
Oh, I see.
Because they sort of put drips of honey, nectar all over it, and that means lots of surface area for evaporation. So that helps them dry out.
Yeah.
Whereas if they didn't have that, they have to use more energy warming it up for it to evaporate. So last year I was only putting it on when they needed room, when it was like all fully capped and they needed room to put more honey in. But actually, I missed the trick because that makes them work a bit harder.
You missed a trick by
not putting them on like this.
Right.
Because that would have helped them dry it out.
Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, the sun's gone. Sorry, bees. It's behind a cloud. They won't be happy. So you're taking one with good brood, Phil?
What you want is, just a frame, ideally capped, because if it's uncapped, the hive has to, they have to work feeding it and stuff. And for building up a hive, what you want to do is, give it the easiest possible, and the easiest possible is capped brood, which is just going to hatch. It's not going to do anything, not going to need any attention other than regulating its heat.
Yeah.
So again, I'll just go straight into the middle. And
you left a space. Oh, you've left a space here, haven't you? Doesn't look like much of a space. They soon fill it up.
Yeah.
Sorry, girls. Sun's coming. If the queen wasn't laying, do you have to actually do you wait until the new queen arrives? And then when you put the new queen in, take the old one out?
Kill the old one and stick the new one in, kind of. Probably, yeah.
Because if there isn't a queen at all, they're more likely to swarm, aren't they?
No, well, they can't swarm without a queen. If there's no brood, they can't take an egg and turn it into a queen.
Yeah.
So, if it's totally queenless, I'm not entirely sure what they're doing. So this is really good on this side.
God, I've got some real saddlebags full there. Can't come any closer because of this. I'm meant to be plugged in this time.
So we've got. Just make sure I'm not going to put the queen in.
Oh gosh. Well, that would be a disaster, wouldn't it? Are you absolutely sure?
That would be one dead queen.
Oh.
Did that. But no queen. Loads of brood in this one. So again, I don't want to muck about.
No. We're sure
my
about the
energy
queen.
wise,
made me feel nervous now.
Yeah. My energy is relatively low at the moment, so just doing a quickie is better for me. So what we'll do is shake most of the bees off.
Oh right, okay.
Because these bees don't know that queen.
And they don't know this hive.
Yeah.
Well, when they go out, won't they just come back to that hive over there?
Yeah, this is the thing. Young bees cling to comb really well. So if you shake it, the old bees fall off first.
Ah. Oh, that'll give them a headache. They're not too happy there.
I'll give them a bit of a brush as well.
Yeah. They go through different stages, don't they, where once they hatch, what do they do when they hatch? Do they do cleaning duties first?
First it's cleaning, then it's feeding and stuff like that.
So it's only the older ones that actually go out?
Yeah, that's their sort of the end of their jobs, is the going out bit, so that'll do. Don't look about too much. Stick this in there.
Which is going to be weird for them.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. This is the first time I've done this, obviously, being the newbie that I am. So, we shall see. But there's not many bees on there, and they'll be primarily young bees. So,
What are you going to... Oh, I see, just swapping.
here. Smoke around.
Yep. This camera doesn't sort of pick up the clouds of
Yeah,
bees, does it?
an awful lot of bees around.
You know, at the start of the season, when there's quite a few bees sort of on the ground between here and the pond,
Yeah.
were they the ones that had sort of more or less overwintered and were now done? Do they stay alive all winter?
They stay alive for, I can't quite remember, but it's a number of months, and it's the largest amount of time that they stay alive.
Right, over winter. Because they don't bring any ones on.
Mode.
Right.
But when they're out foraging, their wings get all damaged, and they just work, and then die, basically. But that's why you want the, you do a varroa treatment in the autumn.
After you've extracted the honey,
Yeah.
do a varroa treatment.
Because that one is because you want healthy bees going into the winter. It's very easy to get winter losses. So you want the best possible, the best healthiest bees. Otherwise, they're not going to last the full winter,
No.
and then you get problems with the hive dying out.
Plus you have to leave them food, don't you? You have to leave them honey.
Yeah, make sure.
Oh, it was just pooed on my hand. My God, it's an enormous poo. See if I can take a picture. Where is it? I can't see through this because it's so bright. Anyway, oh, there we go. Bee poo. I've never had that before. Well, except for when we brought them in new.
That was funny.
Gosh.
They were all in their bee package. You bring them in a box, and they'd been in there for a number of days, and basically they all needed the loo. So as soon as we let them out and sort of poured them into the hive, they all just flew around
poo.
and we got rained on.
Nobody warns you about being rained on by bee poo, do they, when you first get them home?
So I'm really pleased with that.
Excellent. And I'm pleased we've seen the queen as well. So that's sort of, I would say that's settled, don't you?
That is perfect, yeah. There must have been some eggs on that quick inspection that I did. But they are absolutely tiny. When she's just laid them, they're like tiny little specks of sand.
That's going to be tricky to fit back on because they've got a whole load of stuff on the underside there.
They'll tidy it up. Just shove it on a bit. They're making a bit of brace calm, but hey.
That's the thing, because you got these frames instead of just the thin, flat plastic ones.
But even with all that, it was easy to get off.
Yeah, true.
Whereas the others, it's just always pinging bees everywhere.
Yeah. Well, looks like 1 into
complete
2
success.
hives.
And
It's working.
I picked the right frames. First time got the right frame from that and the right frame from this.
That was handy,
We
especially if
saved
you're
my energy
tired.
because I only had to lift up one.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so success.